Today we're going to talk about improper fractions and mixed numbers and how to turn an improper fraction into a mixed number. All right, so improper fraction is actually a fraction that has more on top than it does on the bottom. So you see how 11 is greater than 10? So that means it's not a fraction, it's got a whole number in it. Because if you remember when we first started, this actually means 11 divided by 10, and it is going to give us a whole number because you can make one group of 10 out of 11, right? And then you'd have a remainder of 1. So using all of that information that you can do right here is actually how you can make a mixed number. But there's a kind of easier way, kind of do it in your head. But first I'm going to talk to you about decomposing fractions. All right? Decomposing fractions means that we are taking the fractions and we're kind of separating them apart. So if we had 11 tenths, this is equal to 1/10 11 times. Oopsie. Okay. So that's what 11 tenths looks like if we decompose it, if we take it all apart. Now, how do we equal one whole? What equals one whole with a denominator of 10? Well, with a denominator of 10, and I want to make one whole, well, it's 10 over 10, right? That equals 1. All right, so if we count up 10 of these, that means we should have one whole, correct? So if we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that equals the number 1, right? How much did you have left over? Well, I have 1/10 left over. Remember up here when we did it? That is our number, 1 and 1/10, right? Oops, not that, this. So this is a way that you can figure out your improper fraction to mixed number. You can decompose the whole thing. Now, will it be hard if you have big numbers like a denominator of 20? Yes. It's going to take a lot of time. But there's another way. So decomposing fractions is actually pretty fun because you get a chance to actually really see kind of the fraction that you're working with, right? So if I wanted to decompose something like, let's see, let's do something simple. Let's do 4 over 2. If we decompose 4 over 2, that means that we have 4 1/2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, how many halves? What over 2 gives us one whole? Well, 2 over 2. So how many 2 over 2's can I get? Because this right here equals one whole, right? Because 1, 2, and that makes 2 over 2. And this right here also makes another whole. So 4 over 2 is actually equal to what? 2 wholes. All right? And then you can do it with, let's say, we could use the same fraction. We could say 3 over 2, right? If we decompose this fraction into pieces, we have 1, 2, 3 1/2, because that's what this says. This right here says 3 1/2, right? Well, how can I make my 1/2, or how can I make something with a denominator of 2 a whole? Well, remember, it's the same number over top of it, so we have 2 over 2, and that equals 1. So I have 1/2, 2/2, so that's 2 over 2, so this equals 1 whole. Oops, that is not the right number. With how many left over? Well, 1/2 is left over. All right, let's see. And then we can use division, like I kind of showed you in the beginning. So let's use, what if we have 5/4? So This is a improper fraction because my top number is larger than my bottom number. My numerator is larger than my denominator, right? So we can decompose, or we can say, how many groups of 4 can I make out of 5? Well, I can make one group of 4 out of 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One group, right? With how many left over? 1. Slide that denominator like we always do. So I'll show you one more time. It's real confusing sometimes. Oh no, it's okay. There we go. Fine, we'll do it like this. That's what they want to do. Okay, now that I have my life figured out. All right, so let's do another one. Let's do, oh, that's not the right thing. Let's do 7/6. How many groups of 6 can you make out of 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many groups of 6 can you make? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. So I can make one whole group with how many left over? Slide that denominator. And then you can also do, you can decompose this too. So we had 7/6. So I have 7/6, which equals 7/1/6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And remember, how how can we reach 1? How do we reach 1 with a denominator of 6? How do we reach that number 1? Well, we reach the number 1 by having 6/6 because that equals 1 whole, right? So I can count these up and I can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 1 whole because that's 6/6 with how much left over? 1/6. So same idea, same premise, two different ways, whatever's easiest for your brain. If you have any questions about decomposing or turning your improper fractions to mixed numbers or vice versa, give us a shout. We're here to help you. Have a great day. Bye.